If you polled a couple hundred theater organ fans with regards to their favorite players, at the top of everybody's list, certainly among the top three of everybody's list, would be the gentleman you're listening to, the great Richard Hills from London, who is coming to Atlanta to prepare and present a wonderful concert on our Grande Page pipe organ. Hello, everybody. I'm Ken Double from the Atlanta chapter of the American Theater Organ Society. Delighted to have as our special guest on this video presentation the great Richard Hills. And Richard, welcome back to Atlanta from London. We're delighted to see you and looking forward to your visit.
Well, thank you very much for that magnificent introduction, Ken. I hope I live up to it. And it's great to be back among friends again in Atlanta in due course.
And it's a Sunday afternoon, the end of July, on the 26th at 3 o'clock at Stephenson High School in Stone Mountain. And this is part of a bit of a crazy time for you. You will have been in the States to play the ATOS convention earlier in the month, but then you're flying back to London for a one-off concert, and then from a Friday to Saturday to the Sunday, make your way back to Atlanta. We're really putting you through the grinder on this trip.
Well, it's one of those things that you do when you're crazy and young, I suppose, or youngish, and all for music. I mean, how can you refuse some wonderful opportunities that come your way? So I'm just going to hope that the airlines play ball and that we'll be able to keep everyone happy.
Airlines play ball, the weather is cooperative, and we will do everything on our end we can to make the transition as smooth as possible. How did you get involved in the theater organ? There are all kinds of ways to explore one's interest in music. How did theater organ fall in your lap?
Well, you basically hit the nail on the head there, Ken. It fell in my lap. And I think that of all the ways you can become interested in something, let alone a musical instrument, is to experience it in person. And I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. The place in question was the Thursford collection in Norfolk in the UK. And I'd already been going to church with my folks. And so I loved the sound of the organ, and I loved the music of my grandparents, the music from the 30s and 40s and 50s. And so when I heard Europe's fourth largest Wurlitzer played brilliantly, on that occasion, as it still is, by my friend and colleague Robert Wolfe, it hit me in the stomach in a way that I just hadn't experienced anything before. And it was just one of those moments that I knew this is what I had to do. I had to embrace this instrument, learn everything I could about it, become a real nerdy enthusiast, as I still am to this day, about every facet of the pipe organ. And of course, in due course, my interests widened to include the classical organ as well. So everything organic in that sense. So I think that it found me, not the other way around, and we're hopefully still the best of friends. I was 7 years
golly. Yeah, and hopefully for many, many years to come. We have dubbed the phrase the wow moment. And it just seems that almost all of us who do this had that wow moment. And yes, exactly that. I've got to learn how to do that. I want to do that. It's amazing.
It's something that you really experience most powerfully in the flesh. And I still think if for people to become interested in these great instruments, there is no better way than just being in the room, seeing the house lights go dark, hearing this amazing sound and feeling the air move. It's quite wonderful.
And indeed, as we get the opportunity to play, we wind up with certain instruments that we enjoy playing, and not so much a question about what are your top two or three, but a question aimed at our Page pipe organ, of which we are so proud. And you have been an unabashed enthusiast, telling many of your colleagues, if you have an opportunity, get to Atlanta and play the Page. What is it you like about the Page?
Oh gosh, well, I'm tremendously fond of the Page organ. On its the basic level, of course, it works well. It does what I want it to do. I feel that I can communicate through it effectively, musically speaking. It's got all the right things in the right places. It has a nice colorful stop list, which means that I can create registrations which I think are interesting and sympathetic to the music. And it's also got that sort of certain something else in that it's not a Wurlitzer, it's not a Compton or a Christie or a Marincolton or a Robert Morton. It has its own sound, and it's a sound that it's quite hard to find. Of course, there weren't very many Page organs built in the first place, and I really enjoy working with something that's different and trying to bring the sounds that I want to create to an instrument which is coming from it perhaps from a slightly different angle from some of the other builders that we encounter more frequently.
It's interesting. I can recall vividly when you came along as this 15 and 16-year-old wunderkind, and
It's only 2 years ago.
yeah, just a few. And we continue to find young people who are coming to the instrument. We've enjoyed the work of Ben Forstoffer and Brett Miller and so many other young players who are coming on. And you have them in Great Britain as well.
Yes, we do, absolutely. And in fact, I think at least one of them is competing in the Young Organist competition this year at the convention. And we've really, I hope, kept our head above water in terms of nurturing young talent on the theatre organ. And I'm sure it's the same across the pond, is that there are always ways, I think, that these instruments are going to find people. Nowadays, it's easier than ever because we have such things as YouTube and wonderful sort of online things, which when I was growing up, we didn't have. I used to have to go and buy LP records of the things.
Yes.
Whereas now, of course, people can just dial them up. And now we need to work equally as hard, I think, on reaching out to potential audiences and also people who are going to be the next generation of technicians. So it's that sort of three-pronged stool. I think we're succeeding in one level, hopefully anyway. Now we just need to make sure that the others fall into place too.
It's going to be a brilliant afternoon of fantastic music. And if you like good music, and what do they play at a theater organ concert? It's like going to the Boston Pops. It will be a wide variety of Broadway, jazz, the Great American Songbook, light classics, whatever Richard decides to play for us, brilliantly presented on this great pipe organ. So Sunday, July the 26th at Stephenson High School on Stevenson Road in Stone Mountain, 3 p.m. And you can get more information from the American Theater Organ Society's Atlanta chapter at atosatlanta.org. And Richard, we look forward to seeing you here in just a short period of time and being thrilled once again by your great music.
Well, thanks very much, Ken, and I really can't wait to experience that legendary Southern hospitality one more time. I look forward to being with you all.
Richard Hill is coming to Atlanta July the 26th, and we will hope to see you at Stephenson High School. Thanks so much. See you soon.